There are days when you wake up and realize the world remains the same, yet something deep within your soul has shifted forever. Healing is not a loud explosion of transformation, but a silent, steady journey that unfolds in the quietest moments of your everyday life. Sometimes, the greatest evolution happens when you feel like you are standing perfectly still, just breathing and observing the world around you. In this stillness, you begin to hear the whispers of your heart that were long drowned out by the noise of the external world. You move differently now, no longer rushing toward a destination, but savoring the texture of the present moment beneath your very feet. The weight you once carried hasn't necessarily vanished, but you have grown stronger, more capable of carrying it with grace and quiet dignity. Like a leaf touching a calm lake, your presence now ripples outward with a new sense of peace that doesn't require words to be felt. This is the sound of your spirit mending itself, one quiet breath at a time, away from the prying eyes of a judgmental society. You are learning to sit with yourself, to look into the void and not feel the need to fill it with frantic distractions anymore. The internal landscape is changing, shifting from a battlefield into a sanctuary where you are finally safe to be exactly who you are. Welcome the light, for it recognizes the work you have done in the dark. Your healing is real, and it is happening right now. The first sign of healing is when you can look back at your old wounds without the sharp, stabbing pain that once defined them. You no longer try to erase the past or hide the scars. Instead, you embrace them as the sacred roadmap of your survival journey. These marks are not symbols of shame or failure, but beautiful evidence of your resilience and the incredible strength of your human heart. Think of a forest after a storm. The air is fresh, and though trees may have fallen, new life is already beginning to stir. Growth often begins in the ruins of what we thought would last forever. From the decay of the old self, the new self emerges. You are learning to trust the process of renewal, understanding that every ending was simply the necessary ground for a brand new beginning. When you look at photos of your younger self, you no longer feel pity, but a deep, overwhelming sense of compassion and profound love. You forgive that person for not knowing better, for doing their best with the limited tools and heavy burdens they carried at the time. Healing is the act of coming home to yourself, stepping out of the shadows of regret and into the warmth of self-acceptance. The ghosts of the past no longer haunt your hallways. They have become silent teachers, reminding you of how far you have traveled. You realize that your broken pieces were never meant to be discarded, but were always intended to be integrated into a stronger whole. Acceptance is the bridge between the pain you endured and the peace you deserve. Once crossed, there is no need to look back. You are whole, even with the cracks. In fact, those cracks are exactly where the light finally found its way into your soul. You begin to fall in love with solitude, not because you hate the world, but because you have finally found peace within yourself. Making a cup of coffee becomes a ritual of self-love, an act of presence where every small step is honored and deeply felt. You no longer seek constant noise to drown out your thoughts. Instead, you welcome the silence as a dear and trusted friend. The urge to constantly check your phone or seek external validation begins to fade, replaced by the simple joy of a good story. In these moments of solitary focus, you are rebuilding the connection with your own mind, learning to listen to your own internal voice. You realize that being alone is not the same as being lonely. Solitude is where your soul does its most profound and creative work. When you can sit quietly in a room alone and feel entirely complete, you have achieved a level of freedom few ever find. Walking alone no longer feels like wandering. It feels like an intentional journey toward the center of your own being and personal truth. Every step is a conversation between you and the earth, a reminder that you are supported even when no one else is around. You have become your own best companion, the one who knows your secrets and still chooses to love you without any conditions. The evolution of your soul is marked by this newfound comfort in your own skin, a peace that the world can neither give nor take. Evolution is the moment you realize your energy is a finite and precious resource, not to be squandered on things that don't matter. You start saying no, not with anger, but with a calm clarity that honors your needs and respects your own personal boundaries. You are no longer available for toxic dynamics, one-sided conversations, or the heavy weight of other people's unrealistic expectations and demands. Choosing yourself is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of survival and a necessary step toward long-term emotional health. Like the ocean hitting the shore, you are learning to define where you end and where the rest of the world begins. Boundaries are the fences that protect your inner garden, allowing your soul to bloom without being trampled by the feet of others. You no longer feel the need to explain your choices to those who are committed to misunderstanding you or judging your unique path. There is a profound peace in knowing that you don't have to participate in every argument or attend every gathering you are invited to. You are carefully curating your life, removing the noise so that you can finally hear the music of your own true purpose. Protection is an act of love. By guarding your peace, you are ensuring that the seeds of your healing can grow into something magnificent. The ranza you set are not walls to keep people out, but gates that only allow the right energies to enter your life. You have finally realized that your peace is worth more than any external approval or the false comfort of fitting in with others. This is your evolution, becoming the fierce guardian of your own light, ensuring it never flickers out because of someone else's storm. Happiness is no longer about reaching distant, glittering milestones. It has found a home in the tiny, overlooked details of your everyday existence. You find yourself mesmerized by the way light dances across a room, or the way the steam curls from a simple cup of tea. The taste of simple food, the warmth of a blanket, the sound of a bird outside. These have become your new sources of profound wealth. You are learning that a life well lived is not measured by grand gestures, but by the frequency of your moments of genuine presence. Touching the earth feels different now. You are no longer just walking on it, you are feeling its pulse and recognizing your connection. Your eyes are open to the miracles that were always there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to be quiet enough to see. A smile from a stranger, or a short, pleasant conversation, fills your heart in a way that grand applause never quite could before. You no longer need the world's constant validation to feel valuable. Your worth is now anchored in your ability to appreciate your own life. A deep sleep, free from the ghosts of anxiety, is a victory you celebrate with a quiet heart and a rested, rejuvenated spirit. Recording these small joys makes them real. You are building a museum of gratitude within the pages of your own personal history. Even the mundane becomes beautiful when viewed through the lens of a healing soul. Everything is a gift if you look closely enough. You have stopped fighting time. You are now flowing with it, trusting that every second is carrying you toward your highest and best self. In the simplicity of being, you find the complexity of joy. You are alive, and for the first time, that is truly enough. The chase is over. You have arrived at the destination, which was always right here, in the center of this very breath you take. Your healing has reached the core. You are no longer just surviving. You are finally, beautifully, and most definitely starting to truly live. Be patient with yourself. This journey has no final destination, only deeper levels of understanding and even more profound layers of self-love. You don't need to rush to prove your progress to anyone. The most important changes are the ones that only you can see. Every small victory, every breath of peace you find in the middle of a chaotic day is a monumental triumph of your spirit. You have walked through the fire and didn't just survive, you allowed the heat to forge you into someone much more resilient. You are growing from your fragments, turning your broken pieces into a mosaic of experience that is uniquely and beautifully your own. Thank you for not giving up on yourself during the nights when the darkness felt like it would never end or go away. The person looking back at you in the mirror has been through so much, and yet they are still here, standing tall and strong. Offer yourself the same kindness you so freely give to others. You are just as deserving of your own love and deep compassion. Rest now, knowing that the work you are doing is sacred. Your Tamlang journey is a masterpiece in progress, a work of art. The world may not see the transformation yet, but you feel it in every heartbeat, in every calm thought, and every peaceful breath. Trust your pace, trust your heart. You are exactly where you need to be on this beautiful path of healing and true evolution. Keep going. Your light is returning, and it is more beautiful than ever before. This is your time to bloom again.